Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial. My name is Colton. I am the director and founder of Credenzio Studios and the Lionhearts project. This is a Lionhearts tutorial on the territory conquest system. This one's going to be a little complicated. It might be a little bit longer than the other ones, but it is important and it is crucial to understanding. Right now I'm at the central Levant. If I press my map button, you can see, oh, I haven't discovered anything, but I am in the central Levant. You can access this through the world. I click Central Levant because I've been here, and I can see, I click Conquest. It says, okay, the region battle's on for another 2 hours and 20 minutes, but where do I go? I'm a Teutonic. Okay, I see there's a little base up here. There's a question mark on my compass. I'm going to explore it. I'm going to walk towards the question mark. Boom, I just discovered the city of Dara. Seems like there's a little button above the flag. What does this all mean? We're going to get to that. Oh, look at this. I can actually see I've discovered this little area. If I hit on the Conquest, you can see, oh, the Teutonics own this region. They own this little territory. Not region. They own this territory, okay? You can see a couple Teutonics standing there. Now what do I do? Okay. Well, I could see some of my soldiers moving out in the distance. I'm going to go try to catch up on them with them. What are they doing? Where are they going? And on the way, I'll explain it. Essentially, this right here is called a garrison. In the Lionhearts game, at the time of this video, we have 4 regions. Each of them have about 30 garrisons a pop. Now, what do the garrisons do? They provide control over the territory. You saw right here, this is a piece of territory I put on my map. I can actually see, if I zoom in, there's little lines drawn around this territory. I can only see the areas I've discovered, by the way. Right up here. Oh my gosh, there's literally a capture battle going on right now. These garrisons are capturable, and it's persistent. That means when you capture the garrison, it remains in your faction's territory until it is recaptured. And up ahead, we can see, actually, we are fighting for a garrison right now. It looks like the assassins own this garrison. They're a little bit far out of their territory. They must have been going out of tear. Now, as a Teutonic, I'm actually going to get my sword out. If you don't know how the combat works, you're going to want to watch that tutorial. If you don't know how to equip a sword, you're going to want to watch the inventory tutorial. But you can see right here, the Teutonics are actually capturing this garrison. We've killed all the assassin guards. We're just going through, and look right here. We're getting them out of our lands. This is Teutonic territory. We want to take it for ourselves. You can see the flag is going down. The little icon above the flag means it's on off cooldown. That means we can capture it. Regions actually go on cooldowns themselves. You can see right here at the bottom, now that I've discovered this, I can actually see this territory too. And I can see it's owned by the assassins, but this place will be off cooldown for 2 hours. But each garrison flag has its own cooldown. As we start to capture it, you can see the garrison tracker tells us the Teutonics are capturing Saut Tower. And we're indeed capturing it. And this is going to give us access to what I believe is a base in the corner here. Must be Palmyra, I believe. And then we will be able to actually attack Palmyra and claim it for our own. So as the flag raises up, the flag raises up. You can see the Teutonic army is swarming. They capture it. Boom, it's now ours, and it's going to go on cooldown for 2 hours. Nobody can capture this flag for 2 hours. And on the garrison tracker here, it is updated to Teutonics. If I go right here, I can see that I now own it. That means I can teleport to this garrison as a Teutonic. It processes the teleport. And then boom, it's going to teleport me. I teleport near the tower. And if I die, I'm going to spawn at the closest garrison that's not being contested. So if there's enemies there, I won't be able to spawn there, but I can still teleport there. So after the little death message appears, I'll actually spawn right here. Gives us spawning access, and it also connects these little chains. Eventually, if you can connect enough garrisons, you can attack a base. So luckily, it looks like we might be in store for some something of a treat. We're outside of again, what I believe is Palmyra Oasis. The leader of the Teutonics, now that we've captured enough garrisons, can initiate a battle for Palmyra. So Palmyra can basically be accessed. You go to this little command table, open it. As the leader, I can actually see, oh, it's Mosul. My apologies. We just moved the bases around. If the leader clicks on this, it'll actually ask them if they want to initiate a battle. And they can by, clicking on that and initiating it. Now, who knows who owns Mosul. Actually, the Assassins might own it. Teutonics might already own it. We don't know. But essentially, this is, I'm going in at a very specific level. But what I'm describing to you is the territory system step by step. At the first step, right, if you're confused, bear with me. The first step is these garrisons. The garrisons there's battles going on all the time for these garrisons. They can be captured, they can be defended. There's a set of NPC guards you can see here that spawn and defend these. This one, for example, is a stronghold. There are 3 different types of garrisons. You click on your map, you can see we have outposts, strongholds, there's also fortresses. Strongholds have the most defenders, they're the hardest to take, they have the longest flag time to capture. Outposts have the least, and the fortresses are somewhere in between. Strongholds are all linked to a base. For example, this stronghold is linked to the base of Mosul. You can see these guards are going around somewhere. They're aggroing something, so there seems to be an enemy in our precious garrison, but where is the enemy? It's an assassin. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to kill the assassin so he can't conquer our territory. And once I do, I know my territory is secure. And now I can loot him, actually. Look at all this cool loot I got. Nice. Look at all that loot I got from killing that guy. Sweet. So now, guards won't be aggroed, and you can see the Grand Master of the Teutonics just started a battle. We're actually going to, in real time, get into a battle for this base. So in case you aren't quite grasping it, we have essentially a territory map here that shows all the different garrisons in the game currently separated into these 4 regions you see labeled Sicily, Lower Levant, Central Levant, Upper Levant, and these are all different regions that kind of separate the different garrisons. You can see this is the Lower Levant here, and you can see all the garrisons represented by these faction flags. The ones that have outlines are actually cities. So you can see these little connections, very similar to the map in-game, having the territory borders. If something connects or borders on another territory, it can be captured. So for example, if I wanted to conquer Jerusalem, and I was the Holy Roman Empire, I had Cairo, I had to first capture this garrison, then this garrison, this garrison, this garrison, this garrison, and then finally I would be able to attack Jerusalem. Once I am capturing what's called the stronghold, that is the base, or the garrison rather, right outside the base. For example, each base has one connection to a garrison, and those are the strongholds. For example, for Acre, it is this garrison. That is the stronghold. Once the stronghold falls, the owner of the faction or the lord of that garrison can then initiate a battle for that territory. For example, for Acre, once you conquer the stronghold, I can initiate a battle as the Teutonic Grand Master, right? And then it's going to essentially have a pitch battle, a field battle, in a private server location in between there. If I win as the attacker, I then get to advance to the siege. So it's a 3-step territory conquest system. First off, you have the garrison conquest, which is in the regions. This is going on all the time. You can teleport to the garrisons, you can spawn there. Then, once you conquer a stronghold, you can initiate a battle for that base. It's first a territory battle. Everybody gets teleported for the territory battle. If the attacker wins, they advance to the siege. If they lose, it stops there. No more progression. Finally, if it advances to the siege and the Teutonics win the siege, they win that base. It is now a Teutonic base, and on the map, it would show up as a Teutonic symbol, not a French symbol. And you can see how many garrisons we have and how many bases interlocking, interconnecting. It's quite amazing. It's quite fascinating. There's a ton of different garrisons to explore and fight at, and each faction has its home territory. Alongside that, if a faction loses all its territory, it can automatically attack its home stronghold, the one outside its original capital. So factions have a chance to revive after getting kicked out. This system essentially allows for constant battles and a way for persistent territory ownership. Like I said, these territories will not disappear once you leave the server. If you capture them until the enemy recaptures them. And you have to do it in a line. For example, if this map is accurate, the Ayyubids can attack this base, but they cannot attack, they can attack this garrison, but they cannot attack this garrison until this garrison is secure. This is exemplified in the map. As you can see, you click on the regions, for example, Northern Levant, and I can click on the territory filter. This shows me what garrisons border which one. For example, there's a border in between these two garrisons, therefore I can capture it. These two garrisons, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but Hassania, Hatta Camp, and Datica do not share a border. You can see there's a no-go zone here. So in order to capture Datica from this outpost, this garrison, I'd have to first conquer Telteta Ruins, and then I would be able to go down and conquer this one. So that's how our garrison system works. You can see in the map, each garrison is labeled. You can see it's either an outpost, a fortress, or stronghold. And as I mentioned, that determines how many NPC guards will be there, how long the flag takes to capture. And then you also have the bases listed as well. And for the map, you can click on the base and then also see the base map. For example, I'm at Masyaf right now. Once you conquer the garrison, it is yours until it is reconquered, and it can only be conquered during region battle time. So for example, this region is currently on cooldown, so in 24 minutes, the Assassins, the Seljuks, Antioch, Hospitalers, Cyprus, the Byzantines, they can all hop in there and start battling for these garrisons. And winning garrisons gives you also other perks. It gives you territorial resource bonuses very soon in the future. Again, it allows you to spawn there and teleport there, so it's a really awesome thing to do, is to conquer garrisons for your faction. And you get to fight and have these awesome battles like the ones that you just saw and you will see. So now that I've joined that reinforcements queue, I'm now going to the battle. I'm going to actually be able to participate in a real faction battle to show you guys how it works. Right now we have the Teutonics versus the Assassins at Mosul Battlefield. You can see we're going to run up. There's different battle types. One is King of the Hill. We also have Control and some others in the battle. You can see the scores. We have the Assassins on the left, Templars on the right. The defenders automatically start with 10, and there's a time limit of 1 hour. So if either side does not win within an hour, it'll default to the team with the higher score. As I said, defenders by proxy just get more. They just get more score. They get 10 to start. It's called the defender's advantage. Now, if we win this battle, we'll be able to progress onto a siege because we're the aggressors, right? We captured the stronghold. The Assassins owned Mosul, which was attached to the stronghold. And so we're the attackers. We're the aggressors. You can see the mighty Teutonic army moving forward, making light of the lacking assassin forces. You can see they're streaming in here. There are no live limits in these battles, so it's just massive battles, two sides fighting one each other. And this is one of the funnest parts of our games. We get concentrated, up to 200 people, but maybe even more in the future. People coming in and being able to fight each other in real time. And you can even see the Templars, who are the allies of the Teutonics, are here joining us as well. This is a great place to get XP. You could also turn on your XP boost. Everybody gets a free one every day. It's a great time to turn one on, is right before battle. So you can get 50% XP increased every time you get a kill, every time, something important happens there. So I'm just going to walk back. You can see here is just absolutely mayhem at this battle. We have a ton of people fighting for this victory. I mean, the Teutonics definitely have the upper hand so far, but the Assassins are rallying. They're making their way to the tower, and we as the Teutonics have to stop them. Now, you don't drop loot in battles, which kind of gives people an incentive to actually, try a little harder. You don't have to worry about losing loot, so we don't want to disincentivize people from coming in. But you can see it's just a huge battlefield going on. This is one of the awesome highlights of our game. If you haven't seen the combat tutorial, remember that is available as well. And I highly recommend watching it. Although there's many nuances and changes in the combat meta that you just need to learn over time. as an arrow flies by my face from a Teutonic. Probably was trying to hit the enemy I just dispatched. Okay, now that we've won the battle, now that the Teutonics have won the battle, we're actually going to teleport to the siege. That means the Teutonics have a chance to actually win the base of Mosul. It will be theirs. A very important part of our territory conquest system is actually winning a siege. So here we go, we spawned in. The important thing about a siege is you only get 10 lives. 10 lives max, and that is it. So we're rushing down the hill. We're charging. Teutonic charge, full steam ahead. Oh my gosh, the assassins better have some defenses ready, or else they're gonna get steamrolled. This is a hefty Teutonic force crashing in on the city of Mosul. Oh, but the assassins are coming out to meet us. They don't have a ton yet. Oh, this is looking like it's gonna be a slaughter. Here we go. So now that the Teutonics have won the day, they've captured all the flags, they haven't lost too many lives, they actually get to claim the city. So now the Teutonics will own the city of Mosul. That is our territory conquest system in a nutshell. It's going from the garrisons to the battlefield to the siege. Eventually the siege will have things like trebuchets and catapults all raining down, in which case we'll probably update these tutorial videos. But for now, this is a brief overview of how the territory conquest system works. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that tutorial video for Lionhearts Crusade. If you did, please subscribe so you can get updated when more tutorial videos appear or other Lionhearts content. If you haven't already, please consider liking the video and donating to our Patreon. We are an independent indie dev game studio. We rely on patrons and support from people like you who play our game to really keep our company running. So please consider donating to our Patreon in the link below. Otherwise, guys, there's other tutorial videos in the playlist. Hope that you enjoyed this one, and please do feel free to check the other ones out.